Hi, Chelsea here at Wanderlust Morgan's again. It has been a while since our last update because if you haven't seen our last video, I recently broke my foot and had to have surgery. And I am now in a walking boot so that I can start getting out again and taking video of the horses for you. So I know I didn't really talk about what happened to my foot and how I broke it. It was nothing to do with the horses. I actually was wearing Crocs, you know, the plastic shoes, and I was doing farm chores in Crocs. I was pushing a really full, heavy wheelbarrow full of horse manure, and I stepped into a rut and rolled my ankle. So I tore 2 tendons and ripped a bone off the side of my foot, and then because I'm really stubborn, I walked around with it like that for a few months and caused a whole bunch of other damage inside my foot. So with the help of my boot, I'm here to give you updates on the most recent things happening at our farm. Now, the first updates I have for you are that we have officially started breeding season here. So both Cascada and Mira, the Palomino, have been bred to the buckskin stallion pistol, and we believe that they are pregnant, but still need to get the vet out to do ultrasounds and confirm that. Another update is that Griffin's mom, Storm, has also been bred to the buckskin stallion pistol and is waiting on an ultrasound to confirm pregnancy, but we have our fingers crossed. That would give us 3 mares bred for this year. Griffin, the first foal that we had born this year, is getting super big, and he is just about ready to be weaned at the end of the month. Now, he already is claimed, and his new owner is super excited to take him home. I know, buddy. This is typical Morgans. It's really hard to get pictures and video of them. Here are the mamas in this pasture. Storm is the one that we bred to Pistol, the buckskin stallion. That's her colt there. And then Miss Roxy over here has not been bred yet, but we are planning to breed her to our younger stallion this year, Wanderlust Origin. Her filly right here, Soleil. If you don't know, Storm, the mare in the back here, is actually Roxy's daughter, which makes Soleil Storm's sister, and Griffin is the grandbaby of the pasture. It's Roxy's first grand foal. Here's Miss Roxy, one of the queens of Wanderlust, one of our absolute favorite girls. She was the second mare ever to join our farm. And we just love her. She's on our we'll never sell list. There's Storm. Hoping she's got a baby in there for us for next year. And Griffin, of course, being nosy and following me. Hey, Griffin. Our barn cat Leia recently had a litter of kittens. Here they are right here. I think we have about 6 of them. They are all either black and white or calico, like this little one up front here. We will be keeping a couple of them to keep Leia company since she's been here by herself. But if you know anybody looking for a black and white or a cute little calico, there will be a couple available. There's the proud mama. We have about 20 chickens here. That is our rooster comet. The only other chicken that has a name is that all black one. right there. She has black eyes, black wattles, black comb. We call her Wednesday. Most of the chickens look pretty similar, except there's a light one right there. And then a gold one right here by Comet. Comet can be a little feisty at times. He just attacked my boot. So I'm going to walk around him. Here are the babies, Moose and Thunderbird. Pistol's out there in the distance. Hi, Thunderbird. Thunderbird is available if anyone's looking for a super filly. Moose and Thunderbird, they're both doing good. Moose is getting ready to be weaned at the end of July, and then his mama Mira will leave. There is Pistol out in the distance. Over here, we have Mira, who just got freeze branded when her owner Wendy Legate was out here. So that's what the square is on her shoulder there, but you won't be able to see that for a few weeks until the hair grows back. Next is Cascada, who we also hope is in full to Pistol, since she had such a pretty filly with him last year. That would be Thunderbird, who's over here eating my shirt. And then out here we also have our buckskin filly, Wanderlust Firefly, who is next up to be bred and is also in here in the pasture with Pistol. So we're hoping that we'll be able to get a foal from her next year as well. Thunderbird's still trying to eat my shirt. There she goes. Thunderbird and Moose. Pistol's way over here, eating off the round bell pile. He also got a freeze brand there on his hip. So we'll see how that looks in a few weeks. Once the hair starts growing back in, it should grow in white, and you'll be able to see the brand. And that is Wendy Legate's OGO Heart Horse brand. Thunderbird's trying to eat my shirt. Thunderbird. Hey. Goodness. Hi, Moose. You eating some grass, buddy? So we are keeping an eye on Moose to see how well he does eating grass and feed, to make sure that he's going to be all right after he's weaned from his mama and isn't getting nutrition from milk anymore. So far he seems to be doing really well on his own, and once he's weaned, that will kind of determine what his long-term outlook is for living with his rhinos. Well, that's about it for our current farm updates. In our last video, if you remember, I promised you guys some surprises were coming up, and I have one of those to share with you now.
Xander, can you go turn the water off?
Xander, go turn the water off.
Halter off or halter on?
Halter off.
Let's have fun in the sun.
Stuck over there, I promise. That's the one place you have to go over and eat grass from.
What do you guys think of the new horses? Mira, those are your babies. That's Ember and Peaches. Surprise! There's a couple new horses here at Wanderlust Morgan's. Now this is Peaches and this is Ember. And Ember is only here temporarily while she gets her veterinary papers and hauling set up to take her all the way to her new home out in Arizona. Peaches, however, is owned by our friend Wendy Legate and is going to be being leased to us. So she will be here long term, and she is currently about 1.5 years old. So she's not going to be bred at all for a little bit, but we're going to start getting to know her, maybe start doing some basic handling and groundwork stuff with her to get to know her better, and you'll be seeing a lot of her in the future.